There are several security options for player embeds that work well in different scenarios. Players can be distributed via embed codes, so it's important that you have some options to protect the content from getting into the wrong hands. IP whitelisting a single player will give you a similar functionality to what you had over the whole group. This can be useful if you have a single player that needs a different IP range to the group, or you want to add additional IP ranges. If you want to provide content to an external client but don't have an indication of what their IP address could be, access codes can be helpful. This feature allows you to specify a passcode that needs to be input before the video starts. This is initially set up in the Vidyard platform, where you can choose the passcode that will unlock the player and configure how many times it can be used. To have the most security, you could provide this code on a separate email or phone call from the sharing link, or allow the option to request the access within the player itself. If anyone else tries to access the content, they will be denied. If you have a concern that your player could be hijacked and placed onto another site, this is when to add domain restrictions. For example, if someone notices a player in your domain and wants to show that content elsewhere, it's easy to copy the Vidyard player code over. If this happens, it could end up being detrimental to your strategy of directing all your potential viewers onto your site. Adding your domain to a domain restriction will stop the video content playing after the player has loaded on any other sites but your own. If you have a secured portal-based system that is accessible to external clients, then a technology called JSON Web Tokens, or JWT for short, could be introduced. This is where an application behind the web page generates a signed token and is added to the Vidyard embed code. This is then verified by the Vidyard player when it loads. Compared to domain restrictions, it's a more secure way to verify that the player is being accessed on the intended page. The setup process for JWT is more technical than other options and would likely involve a web developer. If you have a video that cannot be seen before a certain date and time, you can schedule a release date. This means that the player can be embedded by a web developer before the video content will show.